The Dallas Cowboys play Santa on this Christmas night. The tree is adorned with ornaments bright. If your holiday gifts have been quite enough, a Lone Star Kris Kringle still has more stuff. Unwrap that box labeled number 22. Emmitt Smith with the football is another gift for you. He scored 24 touchdowns in the Super Bowl drive. It's an NFL record if he gets 25. Tonight you'll be getting a true football feast. The Cowboys are champs of the NFC East. Troy Aikman with his star so bright will lead the Cowboys offense tonight. Doesn't that aide look like a snowman? Will a big game tonight be a Super Bowl omen? Yesterday the Cowboys got some gifts of their own. The Eagles and Niners had opportunities blown. When Troy throws the ball, it often comes down in the hands of Michael Irvin for a Dallas touchdown. 106 catches should make you a believer. Another Pro Bowl awaits this great receiver. Tonight they will play for your eyes to see for home field advantage in the old NFC. These Christmas goodies should give you a reason to watch this final game of the regular season. Arizona Cardinals are the Cowboys' next test as St. Nick begins a well-deserved rest. Santa's job's done. His year's complete. Now he can watch these teams compete. The Cowboys continue their Super Bowl mission. It's Monday Night Football, a Christmas edition.
All the hits, the bangs, and the blocks. The last game, wow, it's already here. Special delivery for holiday cheer. We gotta get ready. We gotta get right. The Cowboys and Cardinals wrap it up tonight. So get ready. I mean, get ready. Are you ready for some football? A Monday night party. We got friends and about for Monday night.
Sun Devil Stadium in Tempe, Arizona on a beautiful night for football. Temperature in the mid-50s, little or no wind. Just an absolutely beautiful night here in Tempe, just outside of Phoenix. A sellout crowd is on hand for Monday Night Football as we close out the regular season, the Dallas Cowboys and the Arizona Cardinals. Hello again, everyone. Frank Gifford with Al Michaels and Dan Deerdorf. Happy you're with us as we close out our 26th season of Monday Night Football here on ABC. And I know I speak for Al and Dan and all the rest of us on the Monday Night Football crew. We wish you a very Merry Christmas and the happiest of holidays. Not a happy holiday, of course, for the Cardinals. The Cardinals come into tonight at 4-11. This is their final game of the season. They are playing for pride tonight and a chance to derail the Cowboys in their hopes to have the home field advantage throughout the playoffs. And that, of course, is a scenario that developed yesterday when the 49ers lost to Atlanta 28-27. And Al, the Dallas Cowboys were flying about 35,000 feet on the way to Phoenix when they heard that score, and they knew that this game no longer was meaningless. The veterans were not going to sit down. This was a different football team. They win tonight. They have the home field advantage as long as they're in the playoffs.
Great president. Now all they have to do is take advantage of it. One thing about the Cowboys, they're America's team. They're also the best soap opera in football year after year. This year, no exception. From opening night when Jerry Jones got the rest of the league crazy with a Nike deal to Deion Sanders' $35 million contract, to the fourth down disaster in Philadelphia a couple of weeks ago, this team has always been in the headlines. When we saw them Labor Day night, week 1, they were sensational. Killed the Giants, 35-0. We saw them on a Monday night in November, the first Monday of November against Philadelphia. They destroyed the Eagles and were anointed by just about everyone as the Super Bowl champions. But they've struggled since then. Still, with a win tonight, they will wrap up the regular season with the best record in the NFC, and the road to the Super Bowl will go through Dallas. But I think it's not only important for Dallas to win tonight, but to win somewhat convincingly to get their confidence level back where it was about a month ago. And tonight they take on the Arizona Cardinals with a mark of 4-11 in a stadium, Dan, that looks vaguely familiar, but when's the last time we were here?
It's been a while, Al. September of 1988, I think, was the last time the three of us made a visit here to Tempe, Arizona. That was the Cardinals' first year here in the Valley of the Sun, and there's not been a great deal of success since they have been here. This team, this franchise has not had a winning season since 1984 when they went 9-7. and Buddy Ryan is right now an embattled coach. He proclaimed there's a winner in town when he got here 2 years ago, and it has not happened yet. They came close last year at 8-8. A lot of forecasts had this club making a serious run for the playoffs here in '95. Injuries have just slaughtered this ball club. Buddy hasn't been able to hold it together, and what they do here tonight may have some bearing as to whether or not he's able to hold on to his job. And of course, a formidable opponent is on hand. That's the Dallas Cowboys and their coach, Barry Switzer's down on field right now with Arlen Swan.
Thank you very much, Dan. Barry, when you were flying into Phoenix, you didn't think you'd be playing for home field advantage throughout the playoffs. How has it changed the attitude and your approach to this game?
Well, first of all, I'm not going to be asked the questions after tonight about how much do we play Emmett and Troy, how much do they play, do we think about rest them? They're going to play 60 minutes. They're going to extend themselves. Anything can happen in football. You play this season, it's a long season. Ask Philadelphia, ask San Francisco. It's hard to win on the road. Our team knows that's going to be a tough game tonight, and we know what separates it.
We know you have some injuries. Jay Novacek is not here. Eric Bjornsson is going to play for you his first start at tight end. How is he going to be a factor in this ball game?
He has tremendous potential. We brought him here to be a Novacek for us. We didn't know that he's going to have to be tonight. Hopefully he'll play like Jay. We missed several of them, but we got guys who got to step up and they got to play.
Barry, thank you very much. Al, it's like this team got a shot of vitamin B12 and an ammonia capsule. Their nostrils are flared. They want this one really bad.
And Lynn, no matter what happens, they have next week off, and then they will go home if they win tonight and meet either Atlanta, Detroit, or Philadelphia in the second round of the playoffs. That's Kevin Williams dropping back deep. Greg Davis kicks off for the Cardinals, and the final game of the regular season is underway. Kevin Williams from inside the 10 brings it back out to the 33-yard line. Andre Waters tackles him there. And let's take a look at the Dallas Cowboys. Despite a gimpy knee, despite a calf that's bothered him a good part of the season, Troy Aikman's had a fine year. He's thrown only 6 interceptions in 400 passes. The great Emmitt Smith with Moose Johnston in the backfield. Irvin and Williams, the wideouts, and the aforementioned Bjornsson, the rookie tight end. Tuanay, Newton, Kennard, Allen, and Williams, the offensive front. Jay Novacek, arthroscopic knee surgery, but up walking yesterday, a day after the surgery. They do expect him back in 2 weeks. From the 34, Aikman to the air with good protection, but the pass a little low for Moose Johnston, and incomplete. Garth Jacks was covering on the play. Now the Cardinal defense playing better of late. Bankston, Eric Swan emerging as a star. Wilson and Clyde Simmons, the ex-Eagle. Irving, Eric Hill, a vastly underrated backer who doesn't get nearly the publicity he deserves, and Jacks on the outside. Aeneas Williams goes to the Pro Bowl. Lance Brown is a rookie. Seth Joyner, the one-time linebacker, now a strong safety, and Brent Alexander, the free safety. Second down and 10. And they flank Moose Johnston to the left, leads Smith alone in the backfield, and the pass through the hands of Kevin Williams and incomplete. Kevin Williams, who had a huge reception last week against the Giants on a 3rd and 10 to keep the game-winning drive alive.
Probably his best game of the season. He has not been what they expected he would be over the year, but he really had a fine game against the Giants, kept that drive alive. He had 5 receptions in all last week, and they came on 3rd downs when they were so important. So he figures in heavily tonight into their play-action plan.
Certainly the matchup they were looking for, Frank, getting Williams locked up on Seth Joyner, a linebacker trying to play in the secondary. That favors Dallas if only Williams holds onto the ball.
3rd and 10. The Cardinals with a 7-man front. And the pass is caught by Williams in Arizona territory, and a first down to the 36-yard line. Kevin Williams becoming Mr. 3rd and 10. Tackled by Brent Alexander. That's a 30-yard gain.
Blitz by the Cardinals and picked up quickly by Troy Aikman, Michael Irving, getting double coverage on a blitz. That means that Kevin Williams is going to run free in the secondary, and that's exactly what happened. There's a little deal up front for the Cardinals. Here is Kevin Williams in the gap, hit the hole, and a good read by Troy Aikman and a great delivery.
Last week, Aikman with 5 completions on 3rd down and 10 or more. And now Emmitt Smith goes nowhere on his first carry of the night. Emmitt has already won the rushing title. Clyde Simmons, a familiar foe, stops him.
No, but a chance for Emmitt Smith tonight to break an NFL record for touchdowns scored in a season. Right now he's tied with the mark that John Riggins set a number of years ago. And tonight, Emmitt Smith has a chance with just one rushing touchdown to make that record his and his alone.
And needs 9 yards for his best season ever.
2nd and 10 with Johnston in motion, providing the blocking for Emmitt Smith, who's inside the 30 and takes it to the 25-yard line on a first down as Alexander makes the tackle. 12-yard gain.
Buddy Ryan walking the sidelines. He calls the defenses for the Cardinals. That's his. He is the ace at that. They go with the famed 46 defense. And the Cowboys have had success with it. They have won 10 times in consecutive games against these Cardinals, and that has got to really get to Buddy Ryan. He is a great competitor.
Ryan, when he was at Philadelphia, at one point won 7 straight over the Landry and Johnson Cowboys. Aikman on first down, hits Williams. Nice spin move, and Kevin Williams with a touchdown. He ran around Lance Brown like Brown was a rookie, and he is.
And again, double coverage over on the other side against Michael Irvin. And Buddy Ryan taking the chance, taking Irvin out of the play if he can. But that leaves Kevin Williams all alone, locked up with Lance Brown, and Williams with a little head fake like he was going to take a deep, broke it to the sidelines, and an easy 6 for the Dallas Cowboys. What a fine-looking drive.
Well, it's tough to get juked any worse than this as a corner. A little bit of a slip, but the move to the outside by Williams, and then what makes it so effective is that he fights his own momentum to go back to the middle of the field. So that's, we'll credit some of that to poor tackling in the secondary, but give Kevin Williams his due. It was a fine move back to the middle of the field after the catch.
Williams' first touchdown of the season. 2:22 into the game, 7-0 Cowboys.
Put on your helmet. Huh? Because this year, Bud Bowl's putting you in the game.
Huh?
You could win a Wilson football.
Cool.
Or even $1 million.
Whoa.
Hey, you.
Who, me?
Yeah. Look, it's first down, and one of these 6 plays will score.
Knock it in there.
Whoa.
End around. That's easy.
Yeah, just got to get by us.
Pick up your $1 million play card where you buy Bud, Bud Light, and Bud Ice.
He's fine. Cupcake, I got 5 more plays. Get up.
For 1996, we redesigned everything. For a new style, a new spirit. Not because we want to be the best thing on the road, but rather the best thing in the air. The employing owners of Trans World Airlines, we're up to something good.
The new Ford Taurus. When seen, it leaves an impression. When driven, creates a stir. When owned, lives up to its promise. And when judged, wins award after award after award after award. The new Ford Taurus. The success story that never ends.
Making the dream come true.
Watch closely the reaction of Troy Aikman when he sees that this pass to Kevin Williams is a touchdown. Not a smile, not even a flicker of happiness. Troy Aikman's been quoted as saying that, you know, a lot of the joy is gone from this game. There's so much pressure on the Dallas Cowboys to win that a lot of the spontaneity, the fun has been removed from this game. And Frank, looking at him right there, I believe it.
When has a 11-4 team ever taken as much abuse from their home fans as this team has? Really?
Here's Chris Boniol's kick. LaShawn Johnson from the 12 and gets ripped at the 22-yard line. The tackle made by Dominique Ross, just activated, a rookie running back from Valdosta State. And, well, whatever emotion is lacking in the reaction of Aikman is more than made up for by Joe Favazano, the special teams coach. A look at Dave Craig, so many years at Seattle, then to Kansas City, and then Detroit, and now in his first season at Arizona. Garrison Hurst and Larry Centers in the backfield, Moore and Sanders, the wideouts, McBride, the tight end, and the guys up front, Tharp, Love, Cunningham, Redmond, and Selby. Garrison Hurst has already rushed for over 1,000 yards this season. Third year out of Georgia. Dave Craig retreats, swings one out. That's the 90th catch of the season made by Larry Centers, and he's tackled at the 25 by Darren Woodson, who played his college ball here at Arizona State. Now, Dallas defensively banged up front because Charles Haley had back surgery. He's gone. Russell Maryland inactive. Tolbert, Hennings, Lett moves back to the middle, and Carver, who played his college ball here. Edwards, Miles for the injured Robert Jones, and Darren Smith are the backers. The corners are Sanders and Brown. The safeties are Marion and Woodson. 2nd and 8 from the 25-yard line. Hurst picks up about 4 up to the 29-yard line. And it will be 3rd down and 3. Monday Night Football being brought to you by Bud Light, official sponsor of the 1996 U.S. Olympic team. Make it a Bud Light. Pennzoil, the motor oil that works like liquid ball bearings. And the all-new Ford Taurus, a look you've never seen from a name you know well. Buddy Ryan, head coach at Philly for 5 years, now at the end of his 2nd year, and a 4-year contract with the Cardinals. 2 to go. 3rd down and 3. Out of the gun. Craig surveys, picked off by Brock Marion, and all the way into the end zone for a touchdown.
One Dave Craig should never have released. He has had great days, a streaky quarterback, and he has had bad days. This one is not starting off good.
20th interception of the season thrown by Dave Craig.
Little roll, looking for added protection, threw it right into the hands of Marion.
31-yard return. That's the 6th interception of the season for Marion, and for Brock, his first NFL touchdown, the first of his career. Now, Chris Boniol out of the hold of John Jett. Normally Novacek holds, but tonight it's Jett. And we've not played 4 minutes, and it's been a very Merry Christmas thus far for Dallas. 14-0.
Ford Escort is a surprising car. 4 cars, really. The 3-door Sport, the 4-door Sport, the 5-door Sport, and the wagon. You can pick one, any one, for the same low price of just $12,495, which is great because it includes dual airbags, air conditioning, power steering, power mirrors, and a stereo. And it's the only car in its class that can go up to 100,000 miles between recommended tune-ups. Wow, the surprising Ford Escort. Get one with everything, but get it to go.
We at Dr. Pepper never thought anyone would duplicate our one-of-a-kind taste. But someone finally did. We did. Discover what millions already have, the great taste of Diet Dr. Pepper.
Where were you when your Sudafed quit?
Route 9, I really clogged up.
Efidac 24 won't quit. Unlike Sudafed, one Efidac releases the right amount of medicine at the right time for 24-hour relief.
Mine didn't quit. Mine's Efidac.
The cold pill that just won't quit.
Coming up on HBO. Oh, right at the best part.
Wednesday, Grace finds out a friend got her demoted.
John Shirley, I assume you know him.
Yes, I know him. I killed him later today.
On Grace, Wednesday on ABC.
Dave Craig spent a dozen years in Seattle, then went to Kansas City for 2 years. Detroit last year played very well in place of the injured Scott Mitchell. Came here and throws an interception that you wouldn't see a rookie throw for the most part. Boniol to LaShawn Johnson. And he's tackled the 29. A lot of speculation about Barry Switzer. I asked Jerry Jones before the game if Switzer is back next year unconditionally as the Cowboys coach.
Yes, he does. And Barry is actually has engaged not only our staff but our players. Don't pay any attention to any talk you hear when we've lost 2 in a row, or basically it looks like we've got all the talent in the world but may not get home field advantage. Those are the kinds of things I think you expect. He's a tough guy. He wouldn't have the job if he wasn't tough. He was put in a tough position when he came in to coach behind Jimmy Johnson. I'm tickled with the job he's doing, and we're looking forward to hopefully some success in this playoff.
Dave Craig has to eat the ball and takes a yard loss. So a lot of people speculated when, as you look at Jerry Jones, Jerry said he'd accept nothing less than a trip to the Super Bowl. He said right there, Barry Switzer, regardless, comes back next year as the coach.
And I don't think that Jerry Jones has changed his tune one iota from the very beginning.
I don't think he's wavered at all from the very beginning.
He's made it clear.
That question. He made it perfectly clear.
Barry is my man, and I am dancing with the guy who brung him.
Running 12-4 a year ago, and he's 11-4, getting ready to go 12-4 tonight. Not bad. 2nd and 12.
And Garrison Hurst over right guard up to the 32-yard line. He's tackled there by Colbert.
It's funny,
you're down at 8.
You start out throwing the football, you throw an interception that kills you against a team that gave up 244 yards rushing last week to the Giants. Rodney Hampton, 187 yards, and you put the ball up 2 of your first plays from scrimmage. You kind of wonder, did they watch last week's game? This is a Dallas team that is weak against the run because of the injuries you talked about, Al, and that's probably where the Cardinals should be concentrating.
4 receivers set, 3rd down and 8 from the 32-yard line. Craig takes a shovel pass and then throws incomplete, intended for Stevie Anderson, with Bailey covering on the play, and the Cardinals will punt.
Well, this is a ball club with only 4 wins that if Buddy Ryan comes back as coach next year, they have to make some personnel decisions, and I'm not so sure if we were to put Buddy on camera right now that Dave Craig would get the glowing endorsement that Barry Switzer got from Jerry Jones. Well out in front of the receiver. You can't lay it all on Dave Craig, but you certainly do that interception. He has put his team in a hole, but next year is going to be his 17th year in the league. How long can you go with a guy that age? It's a huge question here in Arizona.
Jeff Beagles, the Pro Bowl punter, sends one down. Fair caught by Kevin Williams, a 42-yard boot. Cowboys have it again.
Pennzoil Performax 100 synthetic motor oil presents the 100% protection play. The Los Angeles Rams offensive line could lock horns with the best of them, and they gave superstar running back Eric Dickerson the ultimate protection. Dickerson followed his blockers through huge holes for an NFL record 2,105 rushing yards in 1984.
He's got it, and a brand new single-season rushing record for the outstanding star.
You got the winning color.
When it comes to getting the oil change, it's basically a no-brainer. I mean, I always use Pennzoil. If you don't keep something lubricated, it's not going to last.
Now with the revolutionary Pennstar molecule, Pennzoil clings to moving parts, works like liquid ball bearings.
1997's Oil Now. Pennzoil leads the way again, already meeting the higher engine protection standards of ILSAC GF2, recommended by car manufacturers for 1997. Available in 5W and 10W30, the grades recommended for most American and Japanese vehicles.
Every few years, the world gathers to witness an unparalleled sports spectacle, the Truckathlon. Yeah! And to compete, you have to have a Ford Ranger 4x4, because you'll need it switch-on four-wheel drive for truck long jump. It's four-wheel anti-lock brakes for truck discus. And it's whopping 4-liter V6 for truck hurdles. The Ford Ranger 4x4. You can't win without one.
Next event, truck pole vault.
Yes!
Say Old Lang Syne's in 1995 with a New Year's Eve football party. Virginia Tech tackles the Texas Longhorns in the Nokia Sugar Bowl. New Year's Eve on ABC Sports.
Playoffs begin Saturday, and the first 2 games right here on ABC. A doubleheader coming your way. Miami against Buffalo. Great matchup in the AFC. Beginning early Saturday, and then following that, we will be in Philadelphia. The Lions, the red-hot Lions, against the Philadelphia Eagles. Wild card Saturday right here on ABC. 14-0 Dallas. 1st and 10 from the 27-yard line. Aikman throwing incomplete. Michael Irvin, the intended receiver, Lance Brown covering. And Barry Switzer may have every wish come true tonight. If Dallas can blow Arizona out, he'll have a victory in hand, and he can then rest his regulars in the second half, something he would have done had this game meant nothing.
He talked about the fact that Emmitt Smith would not have seen a lot of work tonight. He would have brought him in, though, if they got the ball in a goal line situation to give him a shot at getting that single-season touchdown record. But you're right. They're being afforded a pretty good opportunity here by the Cardinals.
Emmitt Smith runs right into Garth Jacks. Tackle for no gain, 3rd down and 10.
Boy, Garth Jacks is a guy who'll bring it to you. You know, he's been around the league for 10 years, and a lot of special teams play. And when he was in Dallas, he was a fixture on their short yardage situation. And one of the things you can always count on is that he'll put a hat on the ball carrier if he can get to him. This is one of the hard-hitting guys in this league, and a real popular guy around the locker room. Kind of a player that the Buddy Ryans of the world really like.
3rd down and 10. 8:45 remaining in the opening quarter. And the Cardinals come across the line, and there's no whistle, even though it appeared that one of them was unabated. Keith McCann's coming across the line, but Dick Hantack and the crew not whistling the play dead. And he's dropped back at the 18-yard line pending the penalty call.
The flags came so early, you thought you would hear the whistle that usually accompanies that, and we didn't.
Well, you got the tight end for the Cowboys leaving. He goes out of his stance early as well.
Neutral zone violation on the defense. 5-yard penalty prior to the snap. Still 3rd down.
Yeah, they're going to say that, and what Dick Hantack is saying is that the movement by the defense caused Eric Bjornsson, the tight end, to break out of his stance. And that's a new rule that the league has put in, and it really is a big plus to the guys on offense. Eric being congratulated for not being in the doghouse.
Eric, the rookie.
Look at the very top of your screen. The very top. There's Bjornsson as he reacts to the defense jumping and breaks from his stance.
Well, he's in some big shoes tonight, filling in for the injured Jay Novacek. And they expect a lot of him. He was a wide receiver at Washington. He has bulked up a little bit, 6'4", 235 pounds. And while he is not a Jay Novacek yet, they brought him in to be one. And he's shown some spectacular possibilities. 3rd down and 5, Dallas from its own 33-yard line. Aikman, the short drop, and then hits Michael Irvin, and one Pro Bowler is run out by another, Aeneas Williams, with the stop up at the 39, but Irvin has a 1st down. Even though they double Michael Irvin, they are still able to get the ball to him. They had Williams on him. They had a deep man dropping from the secondary, and they continue to go with single coverage on Kevin Williams. Williams taking the outside position. He knows he's got help on the inside. And yet they were able to get the completion.
Williams in motion. Emmitt Smith through the middle, and Emmitt tackled up at the 42-yard line.
You know, we've got Pro Bowl matchups all over the field here. There we've got Irvin and Williams. We've got a wonderful matchup in the interior line between that man, Eric Swan, going against Larry Allen. Both of these guys, first-time Pro Bowl selections this year. Both of them young and in their physical primes. And these are two of the young bulls locking horns here on the line of scrimmage. This is fun. This is fun to watch.
2nd and 8 at the 42. The conventional 4-man rush, and that's good enough with Clyde Simmons sacking Aikman at the 36-yard line.
Former Philadelphia Eagle, played for Buddy Ryan. The last few weeks, he has really exploded. That's his 10th sack of the season, and he has just been superb over the past few weeks. Good, strong pass rusher from the outside.
Mark Tuanay jumps up towards the line of scrimmage and really is in no position to defend an upfield rush by Clyde Simmons. I don't know if that was some type of miscommunication. Tuanay taking a really bizarre technique to try to block him on a passing play.
Simmons sacked Aikman 4.5 times in one game in 1990 when Clyde was with Philly. 3rd and 14, and Troy under
pressure, but gets it off to Michael Irvin, who makes the catch in front of Aeneas Williams.
That time, Buddy Ryan sent everybody. The typical move on Buddy Ryan, 3rd and long yardage, and the blitz was on from Terry Hogue, the safety. All the linebackers were coming. That automatically locks Michael Irvin up in single coverage, and it was a good read by both Irvin and Aikman. Aikman knew he was going to get popped, and this is kind of Buddy. It's Terry Hogue, the safety, that gets to him, but this is what you know you're going to have to take these pops with a Buddy Ryan defense. They bring everybody, and you will never have enough to pick them all up.
16-yard gain, and now they go back to Emmett Smith. And the blocking breaks down as Emmett gets to the 45-yard line. And Dan, Emmett is not breaking as many long runs as he did early in the season.
No, and a lot of it is being laid at the doorstep of the offensive line. You know, they lost a lot when they lost Ray Donaldson, their very talented center, who was voted to the Pro Bowl and who broke his leg Thanksgiving. Derek Kennard has really filled in pretty well at center, but this is an offensive line that 2 years ago dominated everybody. They are not dominating everybody now. They're still really good, but they're not nearly as dominating as they used to be.
2nd and 7, end around Williams, and that's a first down as he gets tripped up at the 31-yard line by Lance Brown.
That's a good call. The Cardinals, a tough pursuing defense. And Kevin Williams with a good move to break this back to the inside. Watch this. It was Clyde Simmons on the outside. He saw it coming all the way. Kevin Williams took it to the inside, picks up the yardage for the first down.
Outstanding block by Derek Kennard, the center, who went back and actually got 2 Arizona Cardinals, putting both of them on the ground.
9th play of the drive. 5 minutes left in the first quarter. Dallas leading 14-0. Aikman guns one right between the 8s of Michael Irvin and very close to a first down. And he has one at the 20-yard line.
Well, if you were a doctor writing a prescription for the Dallas Cowboys, I don't know that you could fill one out much better than what they're getting so far. Good quality play from their #1 people, pinpoint passing by Aikman. Good solid running game. It's all working pretty well for the Dallas Cowboys, and I guess the doctor just wrote a new prescription. He said, let's play Deion Sanders at wide receiver.
So he flanks wide right. Aikman is 5 of 8 for 90 yards. Seth Joyner lines up facing Sanders.
That is...
Emmett Smith picks up a couple.
That is the worst matchup I have ever seen.
Speaking of prescriptions.
That's exactly right. The doctor who wrote that matchup for the Cardinals was into the old drug case, I think. How do you put Seth Joyner, a linebacker who's filling in at safety, locked in man coverage with the fastest man in the NFL?
Well, Seth Joyner's a good athlete. I had him as superstars. I know you did too, man. But you put him against Deion Sanders. He obviously was going to have help on the inside, but this guy's got some speed. He'd just blow by you.
Well, Deion says, give me that one again. 2nd down and 8. Aikman off the play fake, the deep drop, and then has nobody open. Moose Johnston, the closest receiver. Pressure put on by Keith McCain, so it'll be 3rd and 8.
It's the second time they tried to get the ball to Daryl Johnston. You know, if you'd have said coming into this game, I'm going to buy a ticket because I want to see the Pro Bowl fullback in action, you'd have been right. It's just that Pro Bowl fullback is Larry Centers of the Arizona Cardinals, who beat out Daryl Johnston in the balloting this year to go to Honolulu. Johnston had been there the previous 2 years. That guy this year, Larry Centers, wins his first Pro Bowl assignment.
3rd down and 8 at the 18-yard line. Cowboys are 3 of 3 on 3rd down. Fumble and a sack by Simmons and a loose ball and Dallas's ball. The Cowboys maintain possession.
How do the Cardinals not get possession of that football? One of their guys on the ground had it. He landed on the ball and had it.
It just came out, and Kennard was right there, and he plopped right on top of it.
That's why you win 4 games, when breaks like that continue to go against you.
Dallas had been the only team not to have a fumble on a quarterback sack this season until now.
That's Keith. No, that's Bankston. Bankston has the ball and just can't control it.
39-yard attempt by Boniol with the New Holder jet, and this is the 23rd in a row for Boniol. He's missed only one all season in week 3. The new holder, Jet, who held in college at East Carolina, right there. Spots it perfectly. 2:42 left in the period. 17-0 Big D.
You ever saw you would even say it close.
What are you doing, tough guy?
Gentlemen! Now, I know we have our differences, different jobs, different deodorants, different phone companies. Truth is, regardless of who we are, what we are, or what phone company we choose, every one of us can use 1-800-COLLECT to save money on collect calls.
1-800-COLLECT.
I use 1-800-COLLECT. I'm feeling a lot of love here.
1-800-COLLECT. Anyone can use it, everyone can save.
Music clubs. Music clubs?
Too many commitments.
If music club commitments make you crazy, loosen up with the freedom of BMG Music Service.
10 for the price of 1?
No more commitments.
To find out how to experience the freedom of BMG Music Service, 10 CDs for the price of 1 with no more commitment, call 1-800-BMG-1200.
Read my lips. No more commitments!
Well, that's freedom.
Hey there!
What's up?
Oh, thanks for stopping, Bob. I've been waiting out here forever.
You just passed me.
I'm out of gas.
Your car is still running.
Weird, huh?
Very.
It's in flames!
I don't think so.
But I love you, man!
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down,
You're not getting the Bud Light.
make it a Bud Light.
Where's the love, man?
If you like Tim and Jill, you'll love Tom and Linda and the guys.
Have you guys even moved since I left?
Sure. I started out on the other side of Coach.
Champs premiering Tuesday, January 9th.
We're back. Hello. Hello again, everyone. 17-0 with 2:42 to go in the opening quarter. Chris Boniol to kick off for Dallas. And it's taken to the 10-yard line by LaShawn Johnson, who had a spectacular college career at Northern Illinois, and he runs it back up to the 38-yard line where Brock Marion makes the tackle. Cardinals try to climb back in it. 2.5 to go in the quarter. 17-0 Cowboys.
The NFL playoffs kick off Saturday on ABC Sports.
Are you planning on serving heartburn for the holiday?
But, Dad, you love peppers.
I love sausage too, but my stomach.
Ah, wait till you see the appetizer.
Pepsid AC acid controller?
Take one little Pepsid AC before dinner, and you can stop heartburn before it even starts.
Stop heartburn before it starts?
You see, Dad, Pepsid AC controls acid for 9 hours through the night so you can sleep.
Oh. Say, you think we have enough peppers?
For the holidays, you can be heartburn-free with Pepsid AC.
There are sure to be a few records set during the 1996 Olympic Games. And as the official airline, Delta has already set one. Of all U.S. airlines, only Delta flies smoke-free on every flight to every city worldwide. It's not something we did to win a gold medal. We did it so you could breathe a little easier. Delta Airlines.
Life is full of obstacles. We suggest you cut right through them. Introducing the VersaPack cordless multi-purpose saw from Black & Decker. It's how things get done.
Dependability is why Interstate's the #1 replacement battery. We sell them in virtually every county in America at 200,000 businesses, just like this. This one. Call 1-800-CRANK-IT for the Interstate dealer nearest you.
You know, everybody gives awards, so we'll have the Dannies and the Frankies and the Alfalfas.
Oh, please.
Who's your MVP and your Coach of the Year?
Coach of the Year is Marty Schottenheimer. I don't, he's my pick. How about you?
It'd be hard to go beyond him. I like Ray Rhodes. Ray Rhodes came in a tough situation, and he's taken a lot of people that really I didn't think could play as well as they did, and he's turned into that quite a football team.
I'm going to go with Wayne Fonts. The way he finished the season.
Give me some sugar.
Yeah, the chant in Detroit now is Wayne must stay. 38-yard line. Garrison Hurst picks up about 4. Who's your MVP, Dan?
Well, if you're going to go, I'll just pick a guy that you might, but who's single-handedly picked up a team, I think, and propelled them into the playoffs. It would be Scott Mitchell of the Detroit Lions, who his play, I think, has put his team into the playoffs.
So he played better than he thought he would. Yeah, I got to go Brett Favre of Green Bay. He's had a remarkable season. He is the Packer offense.
You can make the same argument. You're right.
Despite the fact he had a better first half and second half, I still like Emmitt Smith. I think, to me, he is so valuable to this team, and I don't know where Dallas would be without him. As Garrison Hurst takes it up to the 46. As usual, we're all in sync.
We're just trying to be different.
Cover the globe.
It's 17-0.
You bet.
You can tell that we have thought long and hard about that.
And honorable mention to Jerry Rice. I mean, you know, the thing with Jerry is you just take him for granted. So,
isn't that the truth?
Yeah.
Didn't he pop into my mind? What a remarkable year he's had.
Yep.
Of course, he could win it every year.
Lifetime Achievement Award.
You know, a guy that, you know, you talk about Jerry Rice and Irvin and Herman Moore. Right after this play, somebody needs to be mentioned here.
3rd down and 3 from the 46-yard line. Craig, and that's picked off at the 34-yard line by Larry Brown, who takes it to the Arizona 48-yard line.
Boy, Craig found another open Cowboy.
Second pick of the night. Ryan muttering and mumbling.
And the boos are cascading down, and Jim Hart's going to ask for his number 17 back.
A 6th interception for Larry Brown. But another ball. I don't know what Craig is looking at here. This is receiver let up on him. Brown was the only one open. Of course, you go back and consider Craig has been sacked 50 times this year. Maybe that makes you just a little antsy back there.
Both picks tonight on 3rd and 3. Now the Cowboys first down from the 48. And Emmitt Smith starting and picks up 4. Taken down at the 44-yard line by Michael Bankston. The Goodyear Blimp Eagle has made its way over from Torrance, California, about 350 miles away, and hovers high above Sun Devil Stadium, which will be the site of the Super Bowl next month. Joel Chamberlain at the controls on this beautiful late December night.
January 28th, the date of Super Bowl 30.
Dion.
And the Cardinals' coverage is unorganized.
Dion back in there offensively as the pass is swung out to Emmitt Smith, and a nice tackle made there by Terry Irving, staying right with him and stopping him for a loss.
That was actually a lateral, or very close to it, from Aikman back to Emmitt Smith. And that was Joyner again on Dion.
It looks a little crazed, but there's always some kind of sort of brilliant madness to a Buddy Ryan defense. There was a lot of help to the inside. Now, Troy Aikman wanted to go there. He couldn't do there. He was forced to throw that ball to Emmitt Smith. So it looked sloppy, but it worked.
Cowboys leading 17-0. Monday Night Football back after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
There are definite reasons we created Ford Windstar to be the only minivan with available all-speed traction control and four-wheel anti-lock disc brakes. Reasons it has a wide stance for secure handling and also meets 1998 federal passenger car safety standards. We'd like to show you one more reason, but it's still a month or so away. Introducing the 1996 Ford Windstar, created for the most important people in the world.
Get more boombox for your buck. Circuit City. You can't find a lower price. We guarantee it.
Happy holidays from ABC.
You've seen it. You want it. You didn't think you could afford it.
Now you can. Acura Integra, now at Acura of Boise. Lease a 3-door Acura Integra RS for $0 down and $219 a month. Just $219 a month. Or get a new 4-door Integra for $239 a month. Just $239 a month with $0 down. Acura Integra, more affordable than ever. Let Acura of Boise show you how.
Merry Christmas from all of us here at Channel 6 News.
Larry Brown getting worked on the Dallas sideline, looking at his hand as the defense rests, and the offense starts the second quarter with a 3rd down and 11 at the Cardinal 29. Dallas up 17-0. Aikman running for a 1st down and slides to a halt at the 37-yard line. Al Michaels, Frank Gifford, Dan Deerdorf, Lynn Swan on this Christmas night at Sun Devil Stadium, Tempe, Arizona. The first quarter numbers not very pretty on the Phoenix side.
Of course, the 1 turnover, an instant touchdown. And the second one already within relatively close to field goal range.
Not a strong number in the passing department for the Cardinals. No, a big 0.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Emmett Smith. And he works inside the 35, gained a little more than 3. Terry Irving makes the stop. Youngest players to score 100 touchdowns, and that's where Emmett goes tonight with 1. Emmett is 26 years, 7 months old, so by 2 years he would be the youngest. Brown was the youngest. Jerry Rice, Walter Payton, Lenny Moore, and Don Hudson, all in their 30s when they went into triple figures. And of course, that next touchdown will also set a National Football League record. It will be number 25. 2nd down and 7. And Smith picks up only a half a yard or so. Seth Joyner making the head.
You know, a while ago I was talking and derailed by Dave Craig's interception. We were talking about Rice and Irvin. How about Isaac Bruce of the Rams? 1,791 yards, 119 receptions. That yardage figure, the 2nd best in NFL history. That has to be the best year anybody ever had who didn't go to the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
Stop and think about it.
Yeah,
you know, with Carter and Moore and Irvin and Rice, he has a year like that, and he's watching our rendition of the Pro Bowl on ABC.
Definitely in the Raw Conference. 3rd down and 7, and the catch is not made. Dropped by Corey Fleming. About the only imperfect thing Dallas has done in the game thus far.
Oh, and Fleming knows that ball was right in his hands. He would have had a 1st down, and as it turns out, the Cowboys not within Bonio's field goal range, so they bring out the punting unit. So they have something that they've worked on, and at the 34-yard line punting the football, this is something they work on. Kick that high when you try to cover.
John Jett will try to feather one. And it bounces at the 5 and is down at the 4. So Jett does his job. Interception does not hurt the Cardinals, but they are pinned deep with 12:39 to the half.
Dad?
Yeah?
There's something I want to tell you.
What is it, son?
Well, Dad, you're my dad. And I love you, man.
You're not getting my Bud Light, Johnny.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
Ray, forget it, Johnny.
Look, you have got to go to Office Depot and see for yourself. Office Depot has the best selection.
I buzz in, I get what I want, and I'm gone.
Either call or fax your order in. You can have delivery the very next day. Office Depot has a great catalog with everything from A to Z. Office Depot, the best.
Office Depot, taking care of business for companies of every size, everywhere, every day.
Right here, right now, this is where you want to be.
Every
Everything's new at your Chrysler Plymouth dealer. Even new ways to save. The 96 Buyer's Choice Drive Away. It's your choice. Lease the award-winning Chrysler Cirrus for just $249 a month. Or get our lowest APR. Or our biggest cash back.
Right here, right now, this is where you want to be.
For a limited time, only at your local Chrysler and Plymouth dealer.
Monday Night Football is being brought to you by Dr. Pepper and your local Dr. Pepper bottler. Dr. Pepper is just what the doctor ordered. The 1996 Chrysler Cirrus and Bud Light, official sponsor of the 1996 U.S. Olympic team. Make it a Bud Light.
You know, luck just follows good football teams around. That ball's headed for the end zone, and it inadvertently hits the forearm of Charlie Williams. And the Cardinals start with horrendous field position. That ball didn't take the bounce Jet wanted, but the result was exactly what he wanted.
Cardinals at their own 5-yard line, and Garrison Hurst picks up a yard or two. He's tackled there by Godfrey Miles, the middle linebacker. Cardinals, well, for years it was Jim Hart and Neil Lomax, but look at that. 88, Lomax made the most starts at QB, then Hogeboom, Rosenbaugh, Tupa, Chandler, Burline, Schrader, and now Craig. 8 different quarterbacks over the last 8 years, and next year you can count on it being 9.
I think you're right about that. The one that really threw them was Rosenbaugh, who they invested a #1 draft choice in and then just retired, walked away from the game as a complete surprise to the franchise.
2nd down and 8. And the catch made over the middle and up to the 25-yard line for a first down goes Larry Centers, who is now 1 catch away from tying Roger Craig for most catches by a running back in the history of the National Football League in any one season.
You know, that graphic we just saw, guys, the magnitude of that has to set in. That is an extraordinary, I don't want to call it an achievement. It's a disaster that you've had that many different people playing quarterback successively. It's got to be unparalleled in the NFL.
Number 91 for Centers.
First down at the 25-yard line. And Larry Centers has just caught his 92nd pass of the season. Deion Sanders with the tackle, and that ties the mark. Centers a Pro Bowler, a mark set by Roger Craig with San Francisco the year he went over 1,000 yards both in rushing and receiving, most catches for a running back in the history of the NFL. And there they are, Craig and Centers right now, and clearly Centers will be at the very top by himself before this game is done. Derek LaVille this year caught 87 at San Francisco, and they want to take that ball out of play.
And not to diminish anything that Larry Centers has done, but he's got 254 yards rushing. I just want to emphasize what an extraordinary year Roger Craig had in '85 when he put that 1,000 year together.
Yep. It's also a new Cardinal team record of Centers carries for no gain. That broke the mark of 91 held by J.T. Smith, the wide receiver. Godfrey Miles makes the tackle here. So Larry Centers putting his name into the record book on his way to Honolulu for the Pro Bowl.
Miles filling in, as we mentioned earlier, for the injured Robert Jones, and Dan was talking about prescriptions for this Dallas football team. Stopping that on 2nd and short, that's a pretty good prescription. They have been giving up a lot of yards from a lot of different teams on the ground, and that time they stuffed that pretty good.
Moving Leon Lett back inside's helped.
That's helped a lot. 3rd and short.
Good look at it right there too.
Yeah.
That's how you play the run by Leon Lett. Get underneath the pads of the guy trying to root you out and put his shoulder on the ball carrier.
Centers didn't get it.
Way down 17-0. What do you do? The punting team is halfway out onto the field. Buddy Ryan is probably waiting to see how far it is.
Larry Centers injured somehow. Take a look. There's Lett, 78. Look how he gets up, fights in, puts the initial hit on the ball carrier. Strong play inside by Leon Lett.
And they had been using him out, when Dan alluded to it, out on the outside at the end because of the various injuries along that defensive line, and he just was not that effective out there.
We're trying to come up with an impact player on the edge. Tony Tolbert on the edge, on the other side at defensive end, has 2 bad knees. Charles Haley had the surgery on his disc. He may or may not be back in time to play in the Super Bowl, and they're just trying to get some impact on the outside. And putting Leon out there wasn't the answer.
Larry Centers angry as he walks off the field. 4th down and the length of the football, and Jeff Beagles, the NFC's Pro Bowl punter, to kick. Kevin Williams and Deion Sanders are both back deep. And it's a short floating kick, and the fair catch is called for and made at the 29-yard line by Deion. And that's where the Cowboys and Aikman take over with 9:57 remaining in the half. In Arizona, where it's the Cowboys 17, the Cardinals nothing.
Right here, right now, this is where you want to be.
Everything's new at your Chrysler Plymouth dealer. Even new ways to save. The 96 Buyer's Choice Drive-Away. It's your choice. Lease the luxurious 96 Chrysler Concorde for just $269 a month. Or get our lowest APR. Or our biggest cash back.
Right here, right now, this is where you want to be.
For a limited time, only at your local Chrysler and Plymouth dealer.
They made a mistake. They sent me to the wrong place.
James Cole doesn't know where he is,
He thinks he comes from the future.
why he was chosen,
You going to save us, Mr. Cole?
or who he can trust. I can get you out. The only thing he does know
The thing mutates. We live underground.
is that the Army
I tell you, people are going to die.
is coming.
Too late. Too late.
Bruce Willis, Madeline Stowe, Brad Pitt, 12 Monkeys, rated R. Starts Wednesday in select areas. Opens everywhere January 5th.
No stealing your thunder. No, it can't be contained. You fill me with wonder and cool me off vibrate. You're a part of me. That's the heart of me. Without you, I'm just a lonely melody. But together we are harmony. Dr. Pepper, you're a part of me.
New year, new night, a new reason to get caught up in murder. Stephen Bochco's Murder 1, Monday starting January 8th.
Christmas night in the Valley of the Sun, and boy, it was the Valley of the Sun today. Beautiful day, temperature in the upper 60s. As you look at the Phoenix area, we're in Tempe, which is just southeast of the city limits.
Thank you, King Kong Bundy, for letting us use your head.
First down. Cowboys at their own 29-yard line.
Was that Daniel Benzal?
Yes. Emmett Smith for a first down, 13-yard gain, a roll down by Garth Jacks. Emmett Smith.
What a block by Darrell Johnson. You've got to get somebody to seal the perimeter. There's the Moose on the corner. Look at that. He gets the double hit. No wonder Emmett Smith has had such a productive career. He's a talented individual, but he gets wonderful blocking by Darrell Johnson out in front of him.
First and 10 at the 41-yard line. Smith the other way. Exploits the middle for a gain of about 5. Bernard Wilson makes the tackle with a little more than 9 minutes to go in the half. And again, to set it for Dallas, if they win tonight, they have home field advantage throughout the playoffs, and what that would mean is that if they were to play the 49ers in the NFC Championship game, it would be in Irving, Texas. It also would mean that they would not have to face Green Bay in that second-round game. They would face either Atlanta, if they beat Green Bay, or the winner of the Detroit-Philadelphia game. From the 47-yard line, this play is dead before its inception.
I think 10 guys knew the snap count, and Derek Kennard didn't. They all were moving, and the ball wasn't.
He's got that sort of a shamed look, doesn't he, when he walks back there? Doesn't want to look at anyone. Ernie Zampese, the offensive coordinator, looking off from high above. And I mean high above.
The interesting thing here is that the center does not go into the record book of the play-by-play. A center can't be offsides. So he's by the...
he's in control.
By the letter of the law, he's blameless there.
control freak.
Somebody else made a false start.
Second down 9 from the 42-yard line. Aikman guns it to Kevin Williams, and he's tackled at the 48-yard line. He almost ran back and lost what would have been a first down, and I think he still has enough.
He's close. He's going to be very close. He
48.
had the first down, and he tried to break it back to the inside for additional yardage, and he's going to be right on the marker.
Okay. I just called Paul McGuire. I think he has it.
He is pretty good at that, isn't he?
He's very good at that.
By the nose of the ball. I like that. And he is on the coverage, and he forced him to go back to the inside.
I'd try to make a guess from here, but I can't see the football from this.
Tell me about it. we are looking down onto the blimp. It is a first down.
There is not a.
All the way back.
That is a three-story structure that's built on top of the upper deck here at the Sun Devil Stadium, and only he of the keen eye can see what's going on down on the field from up here.
Hey, what do you expect for $1 billion in rights fees? First down at the 48-yard line. Aikman, wide open over the middle is Williams, and Kevin Williams is in for a touchdown. He had not scored one all season, and now has 2 tonight.
Big night for Williams, and they continue to double up on Michael Irvin, and perhaps because of the confidence they gained in Williams last week against the Giants, they are looking for him tonight and finding him big time. He can put some moves on him when he gets his hands on the football, too. Good return man, of course, and a nifty runner after he catches the football. Dangerous runner.
A pure zone defense by the Cardinals. Williams right in the void. Again, you see Alexander slipping. He's the first guy there. Should have been the primary guy to make the hit. He falls down, and the hit doesn't come until the 1-yard line.
Boniol knocks it through, and with 7:31 to go in the first half, the Dallas Cowboys doing exactly what they had wished for and hoped for this Christmas evening, winning and winning convincingly.
Visa, the world's #1 card.
The look of the Cardinals tonight and for most of the season. Seth Joyner and company getting routed to this point. And a very happy Kevin Williams with no touchdowns in his first 15 games and a pair tonight coming off his best game of the season and best of his career last week.
I believe it's his first 100-yard game. That 113 he has to this point.
Long way to go as well. 6-yard line drop picked up by LaShawn Johnson, and a nice tackle by Charlie Williams. So on offense and defense and special teams with a flag down, the Dallas Cowboys sparkling tonight. Joe
On the kicking team, number 87, 15 yards.
You can't, when you're a special teams coach, you break down those films, and regardless of the score, you have got to stay on your guys. You can't allow them to lose their edge. And Joe is not, he's beseeching them to stay in this thing.
Billy Davis for the penalty. You know, we talked before about...
Yeah, right there it is. Good call.
About everybody expecting, you know, Barry Switzer to come back, but with all of the speculation, it's funny, I did the interview with Jerry Jones before the game, and then I'd mentioned to a couple of the assistant coaches, including Joe on the field before the game, that Jerry said he is back unconditionally, and they reacted with glee. It's almost as if they were wondering themselves, and this was the affirmation. The 27-yard line.
They believed you?
Well, yeah. You know, the funny thing is, right, I didn't want to tell them, you know, it's Christmas night, that we were just kidding around. But it shows you how, you know, how tenuous everybody's position is in a situation where, you know, Barry Switzer has been getting some heat. You don't know what he's going to do or what Jerry Jones is going to do. Yeah, well, he's been getting heat from the outside, and then Jones says it, and Jim Eddy is another guy in your picture there, and Dave Campo. They were ecstatic.
They're just up there now going, man, can you believe what Al told us down there before the game?
2nd and 10.
They're high-fiving each other there.
Garrison Hurst up past the 40 to the 44-yard line.
All kidding aside, Al, your point's very well made. This is a tenuous business at best, and especially being the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. No bigger pressure cooker, and certainly in the NFL.
And the assistant's very happy to know the affirmation comes in the form of Jerry Jones on Monday Night Football saying he is back regardless is an important thing to the assistants.
And you know, there's been a lot of talk about the relationship between Barry Switzer and Troy Aikman, and whether or not they are close, whether it's strained, whether it's a good working relationship. Fakes reverse.
And Dave Craig goes down. He's sacked again. Darren Smith is there.
That's something you don't see often from the Dallas Cowboys, a sack from their linebackers. They don't blitz that much to begin with. But at that time, that was a coverage sack, too. Dave Craig had no place to put that football. He's getting the play called in by Dave Atkins, and he looks at the corresponding information on his wrist, and this is the result.
Craig, after getting sacked for the 476th time in his career, hands to Darius and Hurst for a minimal gain. Yeah, the funny thing about a guy like Dave Craig, he's had all of these sacks. He is the NFL record holder in fumbles, and yet when you look at the whole thing, when you play it out, it's amazing to think this man has thrown more touchdown passes in his career than has John Elway.
And not only that, but he has a career rating that's higher than the vast majority of quarterbacks that have ever played this game. His numbers, his cumulative numbers over the years are, in some sense, is very, very large.
His ratio, touchdowns to interception, Dan, you like that figure, is 247 to 185.
Third and 13, and Larry Centers, the new record holder by himself now. Most catches by a running back, and he lets Dion have a piece of his mind on his way to the record book.
Either that or he's trying to get an autograph. Was he angry at Dion? Dion just went down like a mole, and he tripped over it.
Well, Dion rolls off in coverage, and then all of a sudden looks upfield, and this is not what he wanted to see, where he had to come in and make the tackle. And, of course, Dion not wrapping up, just going more or less for the chop block. Centers being congratulated by his teammates. This is really something that Centers, if he'd have seen Dion coming, could have really, I think, high-stepped over the top of him.
Is he concerned about him going after his knees? I guess so. Obviously, that's what he was upset about. Saw who it was and had second thoughts about it. I'm not going to mess with $35 million man.
He didn't go after his knees. No. Dion was on the ground way in front of Centers.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line. The deep drop, the screen to Garrison Hurst is good. Blocking out in front, but all of a sudden that breaks down, and down he goes at the 36-yard line. Dixon Edwards with the tackle. It's a gain of 6.
Garrison Hurst finally coming all the way back from the knee surgery he had as a rookie and becoming what they thought he would be when they took him the first round in '93 out of Georgia. Had a great career there. Problem this year with fumbles. He fumbled 12 times over the last few games. That really hurt the Cardinals, and they've lost 6 of their last 7, and Garrison's had a hard time holding on to the football.
That's the first catch tonight by a Cardinal not made by Centers, and it also tells you no wideout has caught a pass tonight, nor a tight end. And that's incomplete, intended for the wideout Rob Moore, covered by Sanders.
Now, Dave Craig got in trouble with the play clock. He wanted to make a change. He tried to make a change, looked up, and he was down to 2 in the play clock, and just poorly timed out between he and Rob Moore, who, by the way, is having a terrific year here, Rob Moore. Over 60 receptions. Came from the Jets last year in a trade.
Got to wonder about Rob Moore. I don't think he ought to buy a lottery ticket. Going from the Jets to the Cardinals, not exactly upward mobility.
There's the football that Larry Centers caught to set the record, most catches by a running back, 93. It's 3rd down and 3, and Craig from the gun with protection. Centers makes his 94th catch. And what a great hurdle move. That's the best, including anything we've ever seen by Ronaldo Nehemiah.
Well, that was over Larry Brown, but he had to be thinking a moment ago when he should have hurdled Deion Sanders.
Edwin Moses lives.
This is shades of Randall Cunningham if you want to bring it into the football realm.
Larry Brown is sort of a, where'd you go?
Larry Brown never left his feet. We saw him get tripped up by Deion on the ground. I don't think Larry Brown ever even leaves his feet.
Now he's thinking he's going to cut block me. I'm going over him. He cleared Larry Brown and didn't touch him.
Yeah, he did finally. Larry Brown did go down. What a leap by Centers.
First and goal now from the 7. Hurst. And he gets down to the 2.5, 3-yard line. Flag comes in at the end of the play. And let's take a look at this high centers of gravity one more time.
Defying gravity is more like it.
Keep in mind, he's a pretty big man, too. He goes about 215, 217. He is way up over Larry Brown. What a incredible effort. I'm sure the fact that Deion Sanders cut him down a few moments ago, that put it into his mind. Look at Larry Brown. He doesn't want to make of it.
I don't think they ever even touched, did they? I'm not sure he even grazed his shoulder pad with his shoe tip on the way by.
Here's where the Cardinals have had a problem getting the ball into the end zone. They're down in that red zone. They've had a tough time scoring from down here.
Wouldn't you be tempted to let Larry Centers leap?
Penalty was against the Cowboys, so there's no play. It's first and goal. And the catch is not made by Centers. He couldn't hang on to it.
Well, Dave Craig put some smoke on that ball. He's rolling out to the right, and he's got Centers, and Dave winds up and throws a bullet to Centers.
Actually, it wasn't in a bad place.
Yep.
It just had too much on it.
It was in the perfect place.
He never controlled it.
You know, this is a pretty remarkable feat by Centers of catching it. You're right. The officials were correct in not giving him the catch.
Second and goal. Garrison Hurst. Hurst, amazingly this season, over 1,000 yards. He has 1 rushing touchdown. 1.
Now, the Cardinals don't have a whole lot of a team.
Well, they have 3 as a team?
3 as a team. Emmitt Smith has 24.
Yeah. I think that tells you something about which team has a winning record and which team has a
25 total touchdowns, and 5 of them have been scored by the defense.
Inside the 10-yard line, only a 38% conversion percentage for the Cardinals, last in the league.
Meanwhile, let's take a look at Centers again. Ooh.
That's just... No, with the ball hitting the ground, I think the official makes the right call. I don't see how he could have called it any other way.
And we have come to the 2-minute warning. Third and goal when we come back.
During halftime, you will be treated to a festive Arizona halftime show. Featuring over 100
2 minutes left in the first half at Sun Devil Stadium, Tempe, Arizona. 12 play of the drive coming up for the Cardinals. And it's third down and goal as they try to somehow scramble back into the fray. They're down 24-0.
And if you're Dave Campo, the defensive coordinator of the Cowboys, these are the types of stands you'd like to make to really get your team feeling good about itself on the way into the playoffs.
Third and goal. Craig. The end zone tip, deflected, and incomplete. And luckily for Craig, not intercepted. Tipped initially by Godfrey Miles. So fourth down, and they send in Davis in the field goal unit.
You know, you probably hear more booing being 24-0, down 24-0, but I would say that about half of these people are Cowboy fans. I'm talking to one of the Cardinal coaches. He looked around the stadium and said, we may have to put the silent count in tonight.
Rob Moore actually saves the interception.
Davis' 21-yard field goal effort is good. Campo's defense stiffens. And with 1:50 to go in the half, it's 24-3 Dallas.
Ah, the fresh autumn air. Where are those darn flashlights?
Ow! Dependable Duracell batteries. Nothing lasts longer.
Hey, where's mine?
The Copper Top. No battery is stronger, longer.
Are you planning on serving heartburn for the holidays?
But, Dad, you love peppers.
I love sausage too, but my stomach.
Ah, wait till you see the appetizer.
Pepsid AC acid controller?
Take one little Pepsid AC before dinner, and you can stop heartburn before it even starts.
Stop heartburn before it starts?
You see, Dad, Pepsid AC controls acid for 9 hours through the night so you can sleep.
Oh. Say, you think we have enough peppers?
For the holidays, you can be heartburn-free with Pepsid AC.
6 million calls an hour, 1 billion calls a week. Because these calls mean so much to you, AT&T treats every one of them as a promise. And to keep all those promises, we've built the most powerful long-distance network in the world. We know that at any time, on any day, any one of those calls could be yours. Promises made, promises kept. That's your true choice, AT&T.
Grumpier Old Men is a pure delight.
Holy moly.
Better and funnier than the original.
Buon appetito.
The best comedy of the year. Hollywood's happiest holiday gift.
Shut up, moron.
Grumpier Old Men. Rated PG-13. Now play.
Who says you can't go home again, Al?
Yeah, right. Well, that's where I used to skip a lot of classes, somewhere down there.
Called your first football game here?
Absolutely. 1962 from the Goodyear Blimp, a shot of Tempe on the campus of Arizona State from the Goodyear Blimp Eagle.
In which one of those cubby holes down there did you buy the racing form?
Turf Paradise. Just a 45-minute drive from the campus. Great place for long shots. Still is. Here's the kick taken down to the 5-yard line by Kevin Williams. And he brings it back up to the 25-yard line. And he's tackled by Marcus Dowdell. And let's get a report from Lynn Swan.
Well, Al, you know, this is a great shot of Dan. I assume, Dan, that you'll always be a Cardinal deep in your heart. Is this really you?
Yes, it really is, Swanee. It was, you know, they didn't change the uniforms. They changed the cities, but they did not change the uniform. And that was about the last time we had a winning team, too, when that card was taken. They have winning seasons have been lean since the 70s. 84 was the last.
What was the score of the first Cardinal-Dallas game on Monday Night Football?
38-0. The Big Red.
Here's Aikman throwing too deep for Michael Irvin.
That really, that was the game where Don had quite a meltdown during the course of that. That was 1970, I think. It was, and Eric Williams. Not a good sign for the Cowboys here, as it's time to get serious. I think everybody knows about Eric and the automobile accident that he had last year, missed the balance of the season last year and came back earlier than expected. Hasn't been quite the dominant performer he was before he got hurt, and Ron Stone, the guy that would come in and back him up, but you got to keep your fingers crossed that this is nothing serious for Big Eric Williams.
It was the knee that was damaged in that automobile accident that underwent a lot of repair during the offseason, and he did return for the opening game this year against the Giants.
So Williams getting up, good sign.
An excellent sign for the Cowboys as he walks. There he is on the right side. There's 79. It looks like he gets kicked on the right ankle by one of his own teammates. Somewhere there on the right lower leg.
That's even a better sign. That knee didn't buckle.
Right.
So, Dan, you were saying Don had a meltdown, and I'm sitting here thinking Don Coryell or Don Meredith?
Don Meredith. Don Meredith. Oh, no. The Cardinals beat the Cowboys 38-0. And Don, of course, doing Monday Night Football at the time.
He'd give him the points.
He felt vexed. Good, Frank.
He was really into it. He loved his Cowboys. You know what I'm talking about. He suffered that night.
I want to hear you. I want to hear you get out of this one.
Yeah, well, he had the over as well. That was the bad news. 2nd down and 10 from the 26-yard line. And the catch is made up at the 30 by Eric Bjornsson, the tight end. And the Cardinals take a timeout here because they anticipate getting the ball back, and they try to conserve some of the clock. $1:32 left in the half. Christmas night in the Valley of the Sun. Arizona Cardinals and the Dallas Cowboys wrapping up the regular season. The playoffs begin this Saturday. Both playoff games Saturday. Miami against Buffalo and Philadelphia against Detroit right here on ABC.
Eric Williams
back in the game.
Boy, that's great news.
3rd down 4 from the 32-yard line, and they give it to Kevin Williams on his 2nd carry of the night, and he comes close to picking up a 1st down.
This will be turning into a less feature Kevin Williams night. A couple of reverses, a couple of touchdown passes,
and a 1st down. And now Arizona provided a little break for the Cowboys by calling that defensive timeout on the last play, as the Cowboys now have plenty of time to work their way into scoring range with a minute to go in the half. Aikman with great protection, throws, catch made by the tight end Bjornsson. And the rookie knowing to run out of bounds here to conserve the timeout. He's out of bounds and has the 1st down at the Arizona 48.
Cardinals choosing a unique defensive concept there, Frank. Not even covering Bjornsson. It's guaranteed to be a successful conversion for the offense. All you have to do is find him. You'll be able to spot him. He's out there in the flat all by himself.
Bjornsson filling in for Jay Novacek. Should the Cowboys move through the playoffs, they'll probably get Novacek back. He had orthoscopic surgery a couple of nights ago and is already out and around and feeling pretty good about it.
At the 48-yard line. Aikman, Emmitt Smith. Emmitt seeking that 1st down, and he's close, but he's able to stop the clock and gets some assistance on the sideline to prevent him going into the chain link fence.
Emmitt, who's been bothered by a strained quadricep. That's the thigh muscle on his right leg, and every time he carries it now, especially when you see him have to come to an awkward stop like this when he goes out of bounds, you have to worry about it because, you know, that's when you're a little off balance, and boy, there's some help from a friend when you need it.
Especially in this stadium where there's not a lot of room between the sideline and the fence. 2nd and inches, Smith. 1st down to the 33-yard line. And now the Cowboys will take a timeout with 41 seconds remaining in the half, and the Cowboys have 1 remaining, leading 24-3. Sawyer and Sam Donaldson, the subject that your tax dollars fund a murder in a foreign country. A major expose Wednesday right here on ABC. Troy Aikman, 179 yards in the 1st half, which has 41-6 remaining. 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. Everybody yelling he was off, but there's no flag as Williams makes the catch at the 23-yard line. A lot of jumping up front, but no penalty. Cowboys conserving their final timeout. They move the chains. 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line. So Dallas already in field goal range, and now looking for more. Smith, wide open, flag down, stopped at the 9, and the clock stops with 16 seconds remaining.
Boy, did Emmitt dig himself a furrow down around the 10-yard line when he planted to cut back to his right.
Well, that was flag came late. It should be in the coverage.
Against the Cardinals.
There's the hole that Emmitt dug when he tried to plant and cut back across, and it's remarkable he kept his feet.
Illegal hands in the face. Defense number 21. Penalty is declined. 1st down.
Lance Brown, rookie out of Indiana, 14-yard gain. And the Cowboys still have a timeout left, so they can take a couple of shots at the end zone.
Here's Emmitt Smith, and we can count on the fact right there is that big chunk of sod he threw out of there. And if the Cowboys get a couple whacks at it, I can only assume that Barry Switzer is going to give the ball to Emmitt Smith both times. He would love to get Smith that record before halftime.
That was a great look at the balance of one Emmitt Smith.
Tripped right. Now they break that formation. And Irvin goes to the left, and there's a whistle before the play as Clyde Simmons.
He actually intercepted that ball. Well, the Cardinals they had multiple people across the ball.
That was a good illustration of the 46, chaos and disruption.
Offside. Defense unabated to the quarterback. Play the snap. 5-yard penalty. First down.
And that happens a lot.
An interesting thing there is the clock operator, sensing what was happening, never started the clock. There's still 16 seconds showing.
And that's a half the distance penalty, so they're at the 4 now.
So now Emmett gets 2 really good whacks at it, I would think.
Well, they have only 1 timeout left. There it is. Interestingly, most touchdowns in the season, each of those guys scored all of their touchdowns on the ground. No receptions. The scores. First and goal. Fumbled all things, and the Cardinals get it. Eric Swan comes up with the ball and hadn't been tackled, and then takes off like Lynn Swan.
I think that might have been the center once
again. Gives it to Aeneas Williams, with his whistles blowing all over the place.
This thing never got started.
I think that might have been Kennard again. At least Aikman was pulling away from the center, and
well, Kennard,
he's shaking his head.
If he's not at fault, he was certainly lying on the ground like it was his fault, trying to bury his face in the turf, trying to burrow underneath that sod and make it all go away.
Aikman, anticipating the ball, had pulled away from Kennard. Well, I think Barry Switzer, one of the things he didn't like about that is he'd like to have gotten Emmitt Smith out of this game after he got the record and just killed him. Must have been late.
Kennard snapped the ball on time. It just never made it to Aikman's hands.
Yeah.
For some reason, you could see it go off to the side. He snapped it when Troy wanted it, but he just didn't deliver it. Again, the loss of Ray Donaldson in many ways makes this Cowboy offensive line not the line it was at midseason.
Kennard, of course, started last year, but he started at right guard for them.
Now, with 12 seconds left, the Cardinals somehow are going to try to get into field goal range. Of all things, the catch is made by Stevie Anderson, and they look around and they questioningly ask for a timeout.
Well, maybe they'll give Davis a good whack at it.
Yeah. All right, Merry Christmas, Brent Musburger. What's up at the half?
Al, thank you very much, and certainly Merry Christmas to you and the gang out there in the booth. Coming up now on the Toyota Halftime Report, we're going to tell you why Glenn Mason decided not to go to Georgia and who's going to coach the Bulldogs. Peter King of SI will come along. He'll talk about Saturday's NFL playoff games here on ABC. And Al, you're going to take a very special look at the key plays of the year from Monday Night Football. Right now, let's go back to the booth.
Thank you, Brandon. We had some beauties this year, starting on opening night when the Cowboys began our 26th year of Monday Night Football so impressively against the Giants. And then we saw them in midseason, and they routed Philadelphia. And clearly they were the best team in the league at that point. San Francisco missing Steve Young, among others. But that following week is when the Niners went in there. Jerry Rice caught the early touchdown pass and changed the whole season around. So the Cardinals, well, with 6 seconds to go, not only do they need a game, they need a defensive penalty. And all that does is add to Larry Center's record, and the half will end as he takes it up to the 34-yard line. End of the first half. All Dallas. They lead at 24-3, and we'll return after this message from the National Football League and a word from our ABC stations.
In this season, we've had some great action here on Monday Night Football. But, Al, I hope you cap it off by showing us Larry Centers with that hurdle job in the first half. That was a great play.
We'll see how fast they are in the tape truck. But right now, Brent, you know you can always count on Monday Night Football for memorable moments. This is our 26th season. So right now, let's unwrap a few presents from 1995. Our opener featured the Giants and the Cowboys on Labor Day. And Emmitt Smith's first carry of the season. Goodbye. For the books, he's gone. Emmitt Smith out in front. Touchdown, Dallas. Week after week, the memorable plays. Pittsburgh's Greg Lloyd. John Elway of the Broncos. Green Bay's Brett Favre and Robert Brooks hooked up to tie an NFL record. Herman Moore burst into the spotlight with 2 big games. What a catch! Herman Moore! We saw the always intense Junior Seau.
Watch this fella jump out of the stands.
The Lions upset the 49ers by a clank. Cordell Stewart threw one of the most memorable 3-yard passes ever. Looking back the other way, flipping it. All right. Touchdown.
That's great stuff.
In overtime in Kansas City, rookie Tamarick Vanover fielded this punt. He's gone. Vanover is gone. This game's over. And, of course, the incomparable Jerry Rice continued to dazzle us. And right up to the moment, Larry centers with a great hurdle move. The only bright spot thus far in the first half for the Arizona Cardinals as we wish you a Merry Christmas from Arizona. I know one thing, Brent. The next time we see Larry centers, it might be next July at the Olympics.
Exactly. He'll be down there. He looked like Edwin Moses, didn't he, Al? Listen, have a great second half. Happy New Year and have a terrific playoff game in Philadelphia. Coming up now, the second half.
It's 24-3 as we start the third quarter. And, guys, we end our 26th year of Monday Night Football. Frank, I don't know what happened to you in that first year, but I know you've been here for the last 25. And Paul Tagliabue and Pete Rozelle, the former commissioner, have gotten together. And, Dan, I think there's a little hardware off to the side.
Oh, you got to be kidding.
Oh, yeah.
Frank, the league commissioned Tiffany and Company to make you this fabulous sterling silver plate that says, congratulations on your Monday Night Football silver anniversary. Frank Gifford, 1971 to 1995, signed by Pete Rozelle and Paul Tagliabue, the commissioners of the NFL. And Frank, congratulations. You are the glue that holds this together, my friend, and we're both proud to be here with you.
Oddly enough, the longest continuous group is right here, the three of us.
And I want to give you my watch, 25th anniversary.
I have one just like that, Al. I think Dan might. Yeah, I like that. There are benefits, you know, to being involved in Monday Night.
This is wonderful.
That is wonderful. It really is.
This is a neat thing. 25 years in prime time, buddy. That's getting it done.
And you haven't missed a game.
Never missed a Monday night. No,
well, don't leave now. What is it? 24-3.
This. I love this name on the right, particularly Pete Rozelle, dear friend over the years, and what he has done for this game has created what we are watching now. What's going to be coming up, Super Bowl 30. I mean, he had his hands all over the Super Bowl to begin with, and it's in a worldwide institution. Of course, Paul was the right guy to come along and replace Pete Rozelle. I'm very proud of the game that I spent 12 years in as a player and 25 years in this broadcast booth, and delighted to share it with you guys.
Hey, thank you, Frank. Congratulations.
Been terrific, and we'll keep it going. And we will definitely keep it going this weekend because we will move to Philadelphia. This crew will anyway, and Brent Musburger and Dick Vermeil and company will be in Buffalo on Saturday, wild card doubleheader Saturday right here on ABC. First half stats, and it's reflective of the score. All Dallas. Leading in every significant department, and with almost twice as many total yards as the Cardinals.
You should have got that plate in the first quarter. Kathy might have seen it. He goes night-night.
We're taping it for you. Here we go as we start the second half. On what's become a cool evening in Tempe, Arizona. Bonio sends the kick down to the 13-yard line, and LaShawn Johnson swings to the outside, and Brock Marion, who had an interception in the first half and ran it back in for a score, runs him out of bounds. Monday Night Football is being brought to you by Miller Brewing Company, wishing you and yours a very happy holiday season. Cadillac and your Cadillac dealers, and Tylenol, the pain reliever hospitals use most.
Well, I think for the Cardinals right now, it's a gut check. When you say, Dan, you played on teams that have, with nothing going for a game, in a game like this, no playoffs in sight, you just got to reach down and say, hey, I'm a football player. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to give it everything I got, even though we're going nowhere after this one tonight.
You hope that's their attitude. And, a lot of these guys getting ready to go home for the offseason, but they still have 30 minutes of work left to do.
And the Dallas defense right there again. Leon Lett making the tackle.
Again, a statement there by Lett that this is the position for me to play on this Dallas defense. It's a defensive tackle. And we will not have another embarrassment like we had at the Meadowlands last week. Look at that penetration by Lett. Dead play.
Second down 10. Russell, Maryland in street clothes there, and they hope to have him back. He's been in and out and has been bothered all year with injuries. But they'll have a week off next week, and then the way things are going right now, home for January. At least until they hopefully get here as the pass is incomplete. The next road trip for the Arizona or for the Dallas Cowboys will be right back to Arizona.
I guess I misspoke. That game was in Dallas last week, not the Meadowlands.
We did the one in the Meadowlands.
I knew it was the Giants. Yeah, that was opening day. That was, as much as I've tried to forget it, 35-0.
Well, the Cowboys are the kings of Monday night this year. 35-0 on opening night. A tour de force performance against Philadelphia, 34-12 in November, and all Dallas tonight. 3rd and 10 at the 32-yard line. And that pass is incomplete, and a terrible pass, and Garrison Hurst was there, and Larry Brown was ready to chomp on him, and he caught it anyway.
A lot of questions, and I don't know who has the answers for where this Arizona franchise goes, not just in terms of personnel and coaching with whether or not Buddy Ryan will be back, but where does the franchise go? There's a lot of questions swirling around this team about Bill Bidwell wanting a new stadium here in Phoenix and the possibility that they'll leave here altogether.
Eagles' kick is not a work of art, but it will look terrific on the stat sheet thanks to a 17-yard bounce down to the 23-yard line. That kick 55 yards. Early third quarter, Dallas up by 21.
Black & Decker presents How Would You Fix It?
Tonight's question is, what should the Cowboys do to prepare for the playoffs?
Really, they just have to get their confidence. Their offensive line, you know, they need to get that going. They need to get a heavy dose of Emmett going, then open it up and go to Michael Irvin. They just need confidence right now.
They need to use this game as the sharpener before going into playoffs. Use the bye week to establish themselves, get healthy, and prepare themselves utilizing the game films and utilize Deion Sanders a lot more.
True perfectionists never cut corners. However, they will, on occasion, have to sand them. Introducing the VersaPack Cordless Detail Sander from Black & Decker. It's how things get done.
Only one has the moves of Barry Sanders. Only one has his acceleration. Only one has his control. Only one has such breathtakingly perfect balance. Seville STS with the North Star system. A great performer creates a higher standard.
All set?
You bet I am. Thanks to you.
A few weeks ago with Jesse, I noticed something. Dandruff. So I told him about Head & Shoulders. Regular shampoos just rinse flakes away. Head & Shoulders helps prevent flakes from even forming.
Because great hair can't have flakes.
Tuesday, is Jill keeping a secret from Tim?
Heard a lot about you.
Obviously more than I heard about you.
Home improvement.
That guy is a guy.
Tuesday, here on ABC.
Nokia Sugar Bowl comes your way New Year's Eve. That is, what is it, Sunday night next week. Virginia Tech taking on Texas. And then Ohio State and Tennessee are co-number 4s, each winding up tied in the polls in the Citrus. And then the Rose Bowl, USC and Northwestern. That's New Year's Day right here on ABC next Monday. Now, no sympathy for that guy. I mean, it's about 58 degrees. That's a little bit of an overstatement. At the 13-yard line, first down. Aikman And that pass is incomplete. Trying to jam it into early flag down. Lorenzo Lynch was there. Lynch going over the top, and they were right on top of it. Cardinals have
Interference. Defense, number 29. First down, by the foul.
Cardinals have really had a lot of problems with secondary. Lynch and Hogue, the two safety men, have both been in and out of the lineup with pulled hamstrings, and this time Lynch draped all over, draws the flag. It's that right hand, and they're right on top of it. It's Terry Hogue, and again, like Lynch, had a hamstring problem in and out of the lineup for the entire season.
Aikman, and that catch is made by Kevin Williams up to the 37-yard line. And, you know, one of the problems that Dallas has had, in the estimation of many, is the loss of Alvin Harper, who opted for free agency. But at this point in the season, Kevin Williams is truly making his presence very much felt.
And I think causing some problems for the defensive coordinators are going to face the Cowboys in the playoffs. All of a sudden, they have to look at Kevin Williams in an entirely different light.
And I think that's why we're seeing a lot of it tonight, too. Think about it, guys. When you look at the Cowboys, you're not just looking at Michael Irvin. You're going to have to respect Williams.
From the 38-yard line, Emmitt Smith. And then when you look at those two guys, you still have Emmitt Smith not only as a ball carrier but receiver, and the tight end Novacek.
And with a question mark surrounding Jay Novacek, Kevin Williams, this is not an option. He has to step forward. He has to become a factor in the Cowboy passing game, because without Novacek, Michael Irvin is going to move from being double teamed into being triple teamed. There's Watkins, who really is the blocking tight end. He's a little hefty to be running downfield, challenging free safeties. He comes in about a nifty 290.
Second down and 8. Emmitt Smith takes the toss, picks up 4, gets up to the 44. Eric Swan drops him. So Emmitt Smith has already won the rushing title. He came into the game with 1,705 yards this season and has won the title by a large number of yards over Barry Sanders.
4 out of the past 5 years he's won that title. Right up there with some pretty heady people that have carried the football over the years in the National Football League. They've put together multiple seasons of winning the rushing title.
And Barry Switzer now moves into the territory of where people are going to start second-guessing him about still having his starters.
Oh, and maybe he should leave his starters in a lot longer, because Aeneas Williams has just turned it into a ball game.
His second touchdown on an interception this season, his 6th interception. Pro Bowl bound once again, and he's a gambler, but if you're a good cornerback, you're going to be playing in that Pro Bowl in Honolulu. You are going to be a gambling cornerback, and Williams, either off of frequency, off of study, he just knew that that was the pass pattern they were going to run. He stepped right in front of it, and he was gone.
Well, certainly Aikman has now removed that problem from Barry Switzer's plate. We'll be down to a 14-point game, and the Cowboy regulars are in for a while. Beautiful work by Aeneas Williams.
Boy, that one that Aikman should not have thrown either. No. Williams, he was right in the picture.
Extra point by Davis. That's Williams' second touchdown run back of the season. The Cardinals this season have run back 4 interceptions, scored touchdowns. They have more touchdowns on interception returns than they do rushing. How weird is that? 24-10.
He said he wants more control.
Oh, boy.
Told me he's looking for faster response and more security.
Then he's leaving the firm.
No. He's getting a Cadillac DeVille.
Now DeVille is better than ever, because now it has the North Star system and its extraordinary combination of comfort, safety, security, and performance. Nothing else feels like DeVille from Cadillac.
I suppose he'll want a better parking space, too.
They created their microprocessor in 1971, and the faster their chips have performed, the faster their company has grown. Today, the Intel design is the brains behind 2/3 of the world's PCs. By the 21st century, Intel expects their chip to execute 2 billion instructions in 1 second. Where do you find such fast-thinking companies? Actually, there's a list of them printed every day. NASDAQ, the stock market for the next 100 years.
Cold-filtered Miller Genuine Draft. The cold one. You know the beer, you know the taste. With Miller Genuine Draft, the world's a very cool place.
ABC's NFL Monday Night Football. Brought to you by NASDAQ. The year-to-date performance is up 40%.
Troy Aikman throwing that interception run back by the Pro Bowl corner Aeneas Williams to make it 24-10 Dallas with 11:30 to go in the third quarter. And Greg Davis's kick taken at the 9 by Kevin Williams. Flag, loses the football. Cardinals come up with the football. Lance Brown comes away with it. And if the penalty is on the Cowboys, the Cardinals are right back in it.
The defense has already come out for the Cowboys, so the Cardinals know they're going to get it.
Holding, number 40 on the receiving team. Penalty is declined. First down.
Side judge Howard Slavin made the call. Bill Bates with the holding and Arizona with the recovery.
No Christmas gifts tonight for the Cowboys.
Kevin Williams right up the middle, and he is hit hard from the left side, then hit again from the right by number 26. And boy, that's a fine pop put on there. And that's the kind of a hitting double team that really brings the ball out of there. Tony Jones, credit him with the hit that does it right there. There's Jones, 26.
And now Craig tries to capitalize, going for the 6, and it's incomplete, and Deion Sanders all over Rob Moore. No flag.
Single coverage. He had him all the way, and that was good coverage.
That was the essence of coverage.
Well, it's one of those, you come back into the huddle and you say, I can beat him, I can beat him. And did saying it probably the entire first half. They, okay, they'll know they'll have single coverage. He might have been a touch early, but you're not going to get a flag in the end zone on that, I don't think. It was just too close. Even the left hand on the shoulder. He might have got away with a little something there.
Second down 10 from the 28-yard line. Garrison Hurst, he's going to throw, and he's throwing off his back foot, and he gets it to Larry Centers at the 11-yard line.
They won't get style points, but it was effective. He could have gotten rid of that a little earlier. That could have been 6 points.
That's his second pass of the season. His first was incomplete.
You're right, Frank. If he could have thrown it earlier, but for having to make the adjustment and for falling backwards and completely, off balance falling backwards, he's still got enough on it to get it to Centers. Right now, I'd have to think that a little bit of Dallas's heart is up in their throat.
But this is where the Cardinals struggle. They struggle all year long inside the red zone.
And the 11, batted away by Deion Sanders. Rob Moore, who has not caught a ball tonight, again the intended receiver.
Boy, and I wonder if this isn't the personality of Buddy Ryan coming out, going after Deion Sanders.
Well, he's making a mistake. That was a terrific play by Sanders.
Well, and back-to-back terrific plays by Sanders. Forget it. That's not going to happen.
You're down in an area where Sanders is going to lock up very tight on any receiver he's covering.
All right, now
the goal line. That was a superb play.
Watch the play action to the right and coming back again to Moore. This is something the Cardinals been working on right here.
Second and 10, a reverse roll, and Craig slides ingloriously to a hold.
That was the play right there. Before the game, Ted Plum was telling us about it. They wanted to set up Deion because if the receiver acts like he's going to block, they think Deion takes it easy. The play action that time was to try to fool Dion, and obviously he was not.
Yep. There is Ted Plum, who is among those making the play calls, though that seems to be shrouded in mystery here in Phoenix.
And that's a doggone it look on his face.
Yep.
We worked all week on that, and it didn't work.
And again, the Cardinals continue to struggle down here inside the red zone. They have had a tough time all year long getting it in.
3rd down 10 at the 11-yard line. From the gun, all kinds of movement.
FS.
Dan, I understand the philosophy and the thinking behind that, but Dion's not going to get caught unawares down here. I mean, that's the kind of play you'd run around at the 50-yard line and maybe catch him napping.
But where did he tell us they were going to run it? Inside the red zone. It's a +20 on the way in. They thought that Dion falls asleep a little bit when he judges the play being run the other way. Obviously, Dion had that extra cup of coffee at halftime.
Yep, and he's been involved in 2 of the 3 prior plays as well.
Which will get your adrenaline flowing. It'll raise your awareness level.
3rd down 15. 4 wideouts. Gray throwing 10-yard line. Catch is made there by Anthony Edwards, but he can only get to the 6. So it's 4th down, and in comes Davis to try to tack on 3 and shave the lead to 11.
And it's not 6 inches for the 1st down or the touchdown. I don't think you can argue with the call here by Ryan to go ahead and take the 3 points.
Greg Davis, 23 yards. He just does make it. Just good. 8:47 left in the 3rd. Ryan a little happier. His team climbs to within 11.
Enterprise? Hi, I'm at the repair shop. I need to rent a car.
Enterprise will arrange to pick you up,
This is great.
drive you to our place, and get you on your way. Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
This holiday season, the only action in town is on the ice. Jean-Claude Van Damme, Sudden Death, rated R, now playing.
So how's your headache?
Well, it's gone. That was fast.
So the Tylenol I gave you worked, even on your really tough headache.
Tylenol worked great, even on my tough headache.
So you were wrong.
I was wrong.
More than aspirin, more than ibuprofen. For headaches, doctors recommend extra-strength Tylenol the most.
I like a guy who can admit he's wrong.
I'm wrong a lot.
Only one had the power of Eric Aikman. Only one has the control of Janet Evans. Only one had the endurance of Greg LeMond. Only one performs like this. Seville STS with the North Star system. The great performers are always creating a higher standard.
The world's best have battled all year in a unique match play event. Now it's the final match in the Anderson Consulting World Championship of Golf. Live Sunday on ABC.
Well, no more Monday Night Football and college football next week. And then 2 weeks from tonight, Murder One. The great show will move to a new night, and that's Monday night. And you'll see it 2 weeks from tonight right here on ABC, 10 Eastern and Pacific, 9 Central Time. Greg Davis sends a short kick into the arms of Kevin Williams, who fumbled his last return. And he brings this one back up to the 28-yard line. So the Dallas Cowboys, who were on the verge of totally blowing out the Cardinals, now find themselves in a mini dogfight.
They also got a great effort from their defense to hold that to 3 after turning it over. Interception for a touchdown, followed by a fumble on the kickoff. That could shake a team up pretty good. They could have got that in for 6. The Cardinals, well, they're still a threat to get back into it, but it would have hurt a lot more.
8:38 left, third quarter. Moose Johnston in motion from the 29-yard line. And Aikman throws. Johnston makes the catch. And Moose takes it to the 38. And a lot of Dallas fans here. It's funny. I think El Paso, Texas is actually closer to Phoenix than to Dallas.
Well, and before the Cardinals came to Phoenix, the entire state of Arizona was part of the Cowboys radio network. So they have, Tex Schramm got that started.
Exactly.
And they spent years cultivating this Arizona population into being Cowboy fans.
And down into Mexico.
Yeah.
Big favorites there. Second down and 1 from the 38-yard line. And it's Smith up to the 42-yard line. Clyde Simmons makes the tackle. I think about that preseason game we did in Mexico City last year. As you look at Dion, who clearly has been to Tiffany's himself over the holidays. And the way the Mexico City crowd was chanting Moose. And that's Eric Williams again, shaken up.
Oh, he grabbed his shoulder, tapped his left shoulder.
So an injury timeout with 7:39 left in the third. Williams shaken. Cowboys lead by 11.
Company wishes you and yours a very happy holiday season.
There are sure to be a few records set during the 1996 Olympic Games. And as the official airline, Delta has already set one. Of all U.S. airlines, only Delta flies smoke-free on every flight to every city worldwide. It's not something we did to win a gold medal. We did it so you could breathe a little easier. Delta Airlines.
Oh, yeah, I'm a Grand Prix kind of guy.
I just hate it when we have to hurry.
Who's she kidding? She's just itching to fire up our new Grand Prix and book.
When you get big and right up front, you'll really appreciate the dual airbags.
Come on, Mom, this is a Pontiac. I heard her telling Dad how much punch that V6 had. You want to drive?
And since we saved more than $1,000 over the tour, we started our college nest egg.
Look, freeway, 1 mile.
We'll have to take the freeway after all.
Driving excitement, Pontiac.
Yeah! Wednesday, it's Ellen's first baby shopping spree.
No snaps. Babies need snaps for easy access. Hey, that's the same thing you look for in an outfit.
Ellen, Wednesday on ABC.
Sun Devil Stadium in Tempe, Arizona, not only the site of the Super Bowl at the end of January, but the Fiesta Bowl, Florida, Nebraska, here next week for the national championship. First down, Dallas from the 42 after the timeout. We'll check on Eric Williams as Emmett Smith goes next to nowhere. So Eric Hill makes the tackle. And there's Eric Williams, again, none the worse. Well, you shouldn't say that because at least he's able to get up, but he's windmilling that shoulder right now. Ron Stone replaces him.
Seth Joyner of the, I believe that's Joyner of the Cardinals, is, boy, he's hurting. He is really in pain walking around out there with that right arm just hanging.
Well, he's going to try to stay in there, but if they get a man on him, he's going to be in trouble.
Second and 9, and Aikman's going to gun one to the 48-yard line into the arms of Kevin Williams, who was covered by Lance Brown, and that is very close to a first down.
Yeah, for Joyner, it looks like it's probably just a stinger because he was in on the play and now appears to not even be concerned with it.
And Eric Williams comes back to the set. One of Buddy Ryan's boys in Philadelphia.
Remember a game he had on Monday Night Football a number of years ago when he was still with the Eagles?
It's Houston.
Oh, Eric Williams back in the ball game, but Seth Joyner turned in one of the best individual games we've ever seen on Monday night.
Classic night, and he wound up in the Pro Bowl that year. Aikman throws, and it's caught at the 30-yard line, and the big night continuing for Kevin Williams. Lance Brown makes the tackle. Williams just 5'9", and On the other side, you've got the 6'2" Michael Irvin.
Troy making some fine reads tonight with the coverage over on Irvin. Single coverage again on Williams. Good little move by Williams. It's subtle, but it freezes Lance Brown, and he moves to the inside, and Aikman is right there with the ball.
Michael Irvin here any moment now is going to be telling Troy Aikman, hey, remember me? I'd like to be a part of this.
Huge night for Williams. He's caught 8 for 171. Emmett Smith to about the 26-yard line. Garth Jacks makes the tackle. Again, Saturday, postseason play begins in the NFL. Both games on ABC. Miami and Buffalo get it started from Rich Stadium. 12:30 Eastern, 9:30 in the morning Pacific. Then Detroit and Philadelphia, the red-hot Lions, 7 straight, go into the vet. 4 o'clock Eastern time. Wild card Saturday right here on ABC. Second down, 8 from the 25-yard line. Aikman throws to a wide open Emmett Smith, who takes the ball to the 10-yard line. First down. Well, will he get it? Will he get that 25th touchdown?
Well, you think so much about Emmett rushing the football that you really don't keep close tabs on how many times he catches the ball coming out of the backfield. That puts him over 60 for the year, and those are big-time numbers. Much less from someone with over 1,700 yards rushing. Factor in 60-plus receptions. You're getting your money's worth from Emmitt Smith.
62 receptions total, but no scoring, no touchdowns through the air. On the ground, he gets to the 9-yard line. They can barely pick up a first down without getting a touchdown, but in effect, it is second and goal.
Smith seldom is a prime receiver, but he is the checkoff man on so many. In that last particular ball they threw to him a moment ago, he just set up about 4 or 5 yards downfield, and Aikman looked over the deep people. Nobody there. He goes to Smith. Or shoot, throw him a 4 or 5 yard turn in or a little hook or something. He could turn into something big.
Second and goal, 8-yard line. Johnston the fullback. Smith is the tailback. Toss. Smith. He's out of bounds at the 5-yard line. Third and goal.
Emmitt Smith on the carry.
3:12 remaining, or in the third quarter. 24-13.
Gain of 3 yards.
And on top, the Cowboys by 11.
Third and goal.
Blimp floating over the Tempe Butte and looking down into Sun Devil Stadium. The Goodyear Blimp Eagle.
Well, if you're really just looking to score, play action, faking the ball to Emmitt Smith is a pretty solid bet here for the Cowboys.
Irvin in motion. Third and goal. Smith stays in the block, and the pass is not caught by the Moose. Johnston can't hold on.
When it could have been caught, but I mean, that ball wasn't well thrown at all because Johnson was wide open, and he could just kind of flipped it to him, and he made that almost impossible to catch.
How about the block by Emmitt Smith? Watch Emmitt Smith step up and pick off Alexander. He just stops him dead in his tracks and knocks him to the ground. And you're right, not a very well thrown ball. Emmitt Smith, you knew he wanted that touchdown, but he did what he had to do. Watch this shot. Boom!
He does it all. 23-yard field goal. Boniol out of the hold of Jet puts it through, and the Cowboys pick up 3 with 2:33 left now in the third quarter. The Dallas lead is 27-13.
'Tis the season to be jolly. Fa la 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 la.
For years, in your passion for performance sedans, you look to Europe and you pay a painful price. Now there's a new 240 horsepower Pontiac Bonneville. So precise, so responsive, it hardwires your impulses directly to the road. All at a price thousands less than you were prepared to pay. The new Pontiac Bonneville. It makes your passion painless, but no less intense.
Today's internet topic.
What would you do to change the world?
longer.
Everyone gets a house.
Teach people to read.
Share your lunch.
I would teach people a new language.
Plant a tree.
Make music.
Make peace.
Today, more students are using Apple Macintosh to share ideas on the internet than any other computer.
What would you do?
United Artists invites you to leap into the new year with a Bond. James Bond.
No more foreplay. Bond. Only Bond. Precisely.
GoldenEye, rated PG-13, now playing.
Kicking off for Dallas. Emmett Smith getting his shoelaces tied. I guess that's what happens when you're a Pro Bowl running back.
Yeah, that goes with superstardom, doesn't it?
Yeah. Travel with the ballet.
I don't think Pro Bowl even gets you that. You've got to make that next level.
Joe Avisano and his special teams will watch their coverage as Bonio sends it skyward. Late in the third quarter, and Dallas up by 14. LaShawn Johnson ridden down at the 22-yard line. A lot of talk recently about the relationship between Barry Switzer and Troy Aikman. Here's what Barry said about it before the game.
I have to be me, and I will never be other than Barry Switzer in how I go about things. We have one relationship, and that relationship is built on one thing. That foundation of both of us are committed to winning. I can never understand why anyone perceives that because of my attitude is that I'm not committed to winning. And Troy and I have that together. That's our relationship's built on that, and our loyalty should be to the Dallas Cowboys, and that's what our relationship will always be built on.
Barry and Aikman, that's been a big story in Dallas and has made its way out to the rest of the country as well in the past week from the 22-yard line. Craig. And he is shoved out of bounds by Darren Smith at the end of the play.
One of the other things that might be bothering Troy Aikman is the fact that since that injury in Thanksgiving Day, the knee and then the back injury, and I think he's been playing hurt, and I think he's been playing hurt bad. And there is no rule of football that says that Barry Switzer and Troy Aikman have to be great buddies, or that they even have to be friendly. It's called production. Yeah, you look at a lot of quarterback-coach relationships over the year. Joe Montana and Bill Walsh weren't all that close. Chuck Noll and Terry Branch. Winning is what counts. Now, what makes it interesting is the fact that Troy Aikman wields a lot of influence with Jerry Jones and the entire organization. That's the wild card.
2nd and 4. Craig throws, pass too high, intended for Rob Moore. 3rd down. It'll be 3rd and 4. Larry Brown covering. Brown getting to play a lot this season. You keep forgetting on opening night, despite that 35-0 rout, the Cowboys lost the great Kevin Smith. Smith had just signed a huge contract, a Pro Bowl caliber cornerback, and so Brown getting the start until Sanders got there, and then Larry moved over, and he's been an everyday player.
Clayton Holmes, of course, out of the lineup too under suspension, so they had to make some major adjustments in their secondary.
3rd down, 4. 1:45 left in the 3rd. Only a 3-man rush, and it's caught by Larry Centers. And with some nifty running, he's tackled by Marion at the 42-yard line.
Where would this Cardinal offense be without Larry Centers? He is the offense. He is. Off center. No, they wouldn't even be on the screen. This guy, we're getting a chance, and it's a shame that he's playing for a football team that only has 4 wins. But enjoy the scenery, because Larry Centers is becoming one of the really special players in the NFL. Hanging out there. Larry, none of your teammates were close enough for you to pitch it to. This guy's getting it done.
8 catches, 117 receiving yards for him tonight. First down up at the 43-yard line. Craig, decent protection, and then the receiver falls down, and that's the rookie Frank Sanders who slipped, and Frank's been a non-factor tonight. That's too bad in a way. His exposure without a catch. The rookie from Auburn appears to have a brilliant future.
How many wide receivers have receptions tonight? One for the Cardinals, right?
Well, Larry Centers came into this ball game chasing Roger Craig, but in reality, with an entire quarter to go, Centers is making a run at 100 receptions.
Well, if I were the rookie Frank Sanders, I might think about a new cleat.
Does he have 97, George? Is that what he has on the year? He came into this thing with 89.
97, he has 8 tonight. Only Anderson and Edwards, 2 wideouts, have caught balls tonight. 2nd down and 10. Craig looking and throwing, and nobody home. 3rd down. The Cardinals have completed 11 passes tonight, 8 of them to Larry Centers.
Is that a cactus hunting moon?
Well, I think that's I think that might be a salamander hunting moon. I don't know. I'm gonna call Keith.
A Gila monster hunting.
A Gila monster moon. That's a good one.
The Chamber of Commerce tonight here in the Phoenix area.
3rd down 10 at the 43. And the pass is caught by Stevie Anderson, but he is tackled immediately by Robert Bailey with a half a minute to go in the period. Well short of the 1st down, and the Cards to kick.
4th and 6.
Tony Tolbert, we talked about him earlier, playing with 2 bad knees. Probably will undergo surgery.